You know the story of how civilization started? People learned to farm. Farming made villages, villages made cities, cities built temples. It is a clean story, and it may be in the wrong order. On a hill in southeastern Turkey there is a problem. Its name is Göbekli Tepe, and it should not exist. It was built about 11,600 years ago. That is 7,000 years before the pyramids, 6,000 years before Stonehenge. And it was built by people who did not farm. No fields, no pottery, no metal, no writing, no wheel. Just hunters, gatherers, and stone. So let us look at what they actually made. Rings of standing pillars, shaped like a giant letter T. The tallest reach about 5.5 meters. Each one weighs between 10 and 20 tons. They are carved with foxes, snakes, scorpions, and vultures. Some have arms and hands, as if the pillar is a body. 4 enclosures have been fully excavated. Ground scans suggest around 20 are still down there. Over 200 pillars in total. Most of the hill has never been dug, which means the story is not finished. Now think about the work involved. You have flint tools, no metal, no wheel, no draft animals. You quarry a 20-ton block out of bedrock. You carve it, move it, and stand it upright. That takes hundreds of people working together. And here is the question that opens everything up. Who fed them? Hundreds of workers need food every single day. Hunting alone struggles to feed a crowd that size in one place. You need something that stores and travels and feeds many. You need grain. And this is where the order starts to flip. Klaus Schmidt excavated the site for nearly 20 years. His idea was simple and provocative. First came the temple, then came the city. Not farming first, then religion. Gathering first and farming as the thing that made it possible. The idea is that the wish to meet and build came before the fields. Feeding those crowds pushed people to control their food. And controlling your food is the beginning of farming. It is a bold claim. So does the evidence back it? There is one piece that is genuinely startling. Modern wheat can be traced back genetically. Every domesticated einkorn wheat leads to one place, a mountain called Karakada. It sits about 30 kilometers from Göbekli Tepe. Wheat was domesticated right next door, and at the site itself, they found wild grain, wild einkorn and wild barley, but no domesticated crops. The builders were harvesters, not yet farmers. So the sequence looks like this. Huge gatherings, then wild grain harvested in bulk, then, in the same region, the first farmed wheat on earth. That is not proof. Timing is not the same as cause, but it is a striking coincidence in a very small area. And there may be one more clue hiding in the stone. Archaeologists found big limestone troughs at the site. Some hold up to 160 liters. Residue in the bottom contained calcium oxalate. That is what you get when grain ferments. In plain language, they may have been brewing beer. The excavators call that evidence tentative, and they are right. But picture it for a second. Hundreds of people, carved stone, dancing, a shared drink. That is a festival 11,000 years ago, and festivals that size need a lot of grain, which loops right back to farming. Now I have to be straight with you about something. The temple story has changed since Schmidt died. New excavations found things a pure temple should not have. Hearths, houses, burials, everyday tools. They also found pits that worked as water cisterns, enough stored water to stay for long stretches, which means people did not just visit, they lived there. So the image of a lonely temple in the wilderness is too simple. It looks more like a settlement with extraordinary buildings in it. Even the famous burial story is argued over. For years we said they deliberately buried the whole site. Some researchers now think much of it filled in on its own. Others point to the fill itself and say it was intentional. Honestly, that one is not settled, and I would rather tell you that than pretend it is. So what actually survives all the corrections? The dating survives. It is genuinely that old. The scale survives. 20-ton pillars, hundreds of workers, and the biggest one survives too. These people built monuments before they had farms. That single fact broke the old textbook order. We used to think surplus food came first and gave us free time. Free time gave us culture, and culture gave us temples. Göbekli Tepe suggests it can run the other way. That belief and gathering can come first and drag the rest along. Not because someone planned civilization, but because a few hundred people wanted to build something together, and then had to solve the problem of feeding themselves. Most of that hill is still underground. Nearby sites like Karahan Tepe are only starting to appear. So the version of this story you learn in 10 years may differ. That is not a weakness of archaeology, that is the job. What is certain is that on that hill, before the first farm, someone looked at a mountain of rock and decided it should be a place. They carved animals nobody could eat onto stones nobody needed, and people came from far away to stand there together. That impulse is older than agriculture, older than writing. It might be the oldest thing about us. If you want more of the story of where we came from, stay with us, subscribe for a new human story every week, and leave a like. And tell me in the comments, did belief build the first farm?